Thanks for tuning in to another episode of MiguelCarrasco.com, where marketing and technology intersect. Today I want to talk about Google+. What is Google+, and why should you care? I've been getting this question asked so many times over the last few weeks, it's absolutely ridiculous. The main reason I give people, and why you should care about Google+, honestly, it's because your customers are there. And you should try and be where all your customers are. I mean, sure, you might already be on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and you might be getting a little social media anxiety, a little social media overload, but you really want to be where all your customers are. And that's one of the biggest reasons you should care about Google+. Now, what is Google+? In essence, it's basically Facebook cleaned up and redone. One of the biggest features that I like about Google+ is the ability to organize my friends in circles. Now, Facebook would have you believe that all your friends are created equally. Now, the reality is we all know that that isn't the case. You have specific friends that you go out on the evenings, you have specific work friends, you have possibly your bosses on your Facebook account. How do you share individual things with individual people? Articles, pictures, status updates. It's incredibly hard to set up these security settings within Facebook. You need a freaking PhD degree to try and figure that stuff out. I'm telling you. So with Google Circles, it's extremely easy to set this up. You basically take some of your friends, you add them into an individual circle, and then you take other friends and add them into other circles. In fact, you can sometimes put individual friends in multiple circles. The same way you actually organize your real life and your real friends. So it's very, very effective to do. One of the real-world examples I like to give if you have an Android phone is if you go out and you have Google+ installed on your phone, and you take a picture of possibly, let's say maybe your 2-year-old kid playing on the park. Do you want to share that with 400 people, 400 of your friends? On Facebook, you'd have to do that unless you were very specific about your settings every time you add a new person to your friends. With Google+, it's extremely easy. You take a picture of the event, you simply share it with individual friends, and you're done. Some people might have something called bros, and if you have some bros, maybe you want to add specific people to your bros network, and when you're out, having a little cruise on a Sunday night, maybe you want to share information with them. Share a few pictures of some cool cars. You don't want that information going everywhere. So Google+, the Circles feature is absolutely amazing. It's one of the biggest reasons that I think Google+ is going to take over from Facebook. Let me go on and give you some other examples. So Google has other applications, Google Apps. So you might have heard of a few of them. So I like to ask a question when people say, hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to sign up to Google+. I ask them, hey, have you ever used Google Search? Well, yeah, I use Google Search. Have you ever used a product called YouTube? Absolutely, I watch videos all the time. Do you use Blogger? Do you use Google Analytics? Do you use Google News? The reality is that all of these applications are about to be linked together with Google+. So the reality is, at the end of the day, whether you sign up to Google+ or not, right now it's private beta, so only if you do explicitly sign up will you be a part of it. In the future, everyone will be a part of Google+, whether they know it or want to be a part of it or not. It's an extremely powerful thing that Google can leverage. In fact, if you take a look at Facebook, some of you might be thinking, Google+ is the new kid on the block, it's got some cool features, but I'm going to wait till Facebook gets those features. Do you think Facebook is going to go out there and create the next big search engine? Or is Facebook going to create the next YouTube? Are they going to create Google Docs, Google Analytics, Google News? They might, but it might take them significantly amounts of time and budget to do so. So I think for the next little bit, Google+ is going to have some massive advantages in our marketplace. So the integration of all these applications is the second point as to what is Google+ and what are some of those advantages. The third thing that I like to talk about is really Twitter. So if you look at Twitter, what are some of the problems that Twitter faces right now? So on Twitter, you get these streams of information coming down the screen. And if you're organized, you might use tools like TweetDeck or Hootsuite to organize some of your friends. Now, the problem comes when you try and have interactive conversations with your friends. Have you ever tried to do that? Had a conversation with 5, 6, 7 people? What if 20 people join in? What are you going to do? Keep mentioning all these people? You only have 140 characters. Well, maybe you create a hashtag. I mean, really? Are you actually going to go ahead and tell your friends, let's start using this hashtag to communicate? It becomes a huge mess, and it's really hard to organize these conversations. And what's social media about anyway? Social media is all about networking and communicating with various people to learn and improve our lives. So Twitter doesn't allow you to do that very easily. In fact, if you were to go back now a month and say, you know, I really had a very interesting, powerful conversation with a few people on Twitter, how would you go back and look at that information? Could you pull it up? You couldn't. Twitter gets rid of all that information very quickly. So what do? And this is where Google Plus has a significant advantage over Facebook and over Twitter. With Google Plus, when you post a status update, the friends that you select within your circle, so let me be clear here, when you post a status update, the first thing you're asked is, who do you want to share this with your circles? So you might have multiple circles, right? I have a couple of different circles that I'm not going to disclose on the video that allow me to add everyone that I really want to add within my circles. Now when I share that status update, only those people will get it. So in some cases, I want everyone to get it. In a lot of cases, I do. I share a lot of information. I really believe in this whole thing of being socially naked, and we basically are socially naked now, companies, businesses, ourselves. And so I really believe in just exposing yourself out there. But let's say that you expose, a specific status update to everybody. You should see the level of integration, conversation, communication that happens within a Google status update. Not only that, but everything is threaded. So people start conversing with you, and other friends that see that they've conversed on it will automatically get it in their wall, and they'll go and converse and add their thoughts. I've learned so much from Google Plus, just integrating and conversing with different people within my community, my extended community. It's absolutely powerful, powerful, powerful feature, and I really love that feature. That's why I think Google Plus has really won up Twitter in that specific scenario, where you can actually have conversations with multiple people and really, really invest and learn a lot more about those things. So that's really the third point. So again, just to summarize, Facebook done right. Much better, better security settings, easier to organize your friends. The next thing, integration with all the Google apps. People are going to sign up whether they want to or not. Every single user of Google apps that use search, YouTube, will be signed up to Google+. Twitter, much better than Twitter. And the last thing is search. A lot of you may not know this, but Google is really making a transition right now to be more social media friendly and social media optimized. The reality is an algorithm is only so good. Hulu and all these other organizations tried to release different ways of searching powered by humans. That failed. What will work is social media powered search. And that really is the next chasm in search. It's not so much about the Google algorithm, it's more about social media powering search. So what does this mean? I can get very complicated, and it could be a 3-hour video just on what Google Plus means to search within Google, which is the #1 way people get to websites still. But I'm not going to do that today. I really don't have the time. So let me give you a real world example. Okay, so I have about 800 people in my Google circles right now. So they're all distributed within my circles, and roughly about 900 people have added me to their Google networks as well. So what does this mean? Any blog, anything that I post, because I've linked my blog to Google+, which you can do. I've linked Twitter, Facebook, all these different things to Google+. Anything that I do within Google+, gets a huge relevance score within search. If any one of my 800 friends on Google+ does a search for Google+ for business, on the first page, they're going to get my blog. Now there's some complexities to this in the ways that you set it up, but the reality is this is an extremely powerful tool. 800 of the members that are on my Google Plus network right now are going to probably get my stuff on my blogs, on YouTube, pop up right on their search results. It's an extremely, extremely powerful thing that's occurring right now. And that's really the last bit. So again, Facebook done right. Google Apps, better than Twitter. Search, vastly improved. When you tie all those things together, and again, another avenue to communicate with your customers, why would you turn that down? You need to go check out Google Plus right now. If you need an invite, I will gladly give you one. Just leave your email address at the bottom of the YouTube video. Again, thanks for watching another episode of MiguelCarrasco.com, where marketing and technology intersect, and I want you to live with passion.